$4,100, which would be the largest refund payments we've ever seen in the history of this country. However, now they're anticipating average tax refund payments to be $3,800. Now, to be fair, that's not much less than the $4,100 estimate that they put out, but nonetheless, it's $300 per person across tens of millions of refunds. We're talking about billions of dollars of money that's not going out to people because that estimate has come down pretty substantially. Now, this is, to be fair, up quite a bit from the $3,052 that people got a year ago and the $3,004 on average that people got 2 years ago, okay? So it is quite a bit more. To be fair, it's substantially more, hundreds and hundreds of dollars more, but it still is below the $4,100 estimate that they did put up. But here's the interesting part about this. As of right now, and according to this article that I'm sharing with you, the IRS has received about 22.6 million tax returns, and they have refunded over 20 million refunds so far, totaling billions and billions of dollars that has been refunded. Now, the average refund payment has been about $2,200. Actually, to be fair, it's a little less than $2,300 that has gone out. But the interesting part about that, this is the data not including those refunds that have gone out because of the EITC, again, the Earned Income Tax Credit, and the ACTC. Now, once those payments start going out, which will literally start flowing here in a matter of days, when those payments start going out, then those average refund payments will go up substantially. They're anticipating those to go up to just under $4,000, as we just talked about right there. Now, the reason that I mentioned March 2nd, it's a Monday, March 2nd, is because the Treasury/IRS, they start processing these refunds basically after February 15th. Now, there's a law that was put in place, the PATH Act, P-A-T-H, PATH Act. Because of that, this went into law just not that many years ago, by the way. It's not like a super old thing. It's only been around a handful of years. But basically because of all of the different scams and fraud and things like that have been coming up over the last several years with identity theft and people coming in and trying to intercept tax refund payments and things like that, because of that, they passed the PATH Act. And because of that, they cannot start sending out or issuing refunds because of the EITC or Advanced Child Tax Credit payments until after February 15th, okay? So they can't start processing those. However, just because they start processing them on February 15th, which, by the way, that was several days ago now when February 15th took place, but now that we're beyond that, they can start issuing these refund payments. But it takes them time. So because of that, they're anticipating, again, highlighted in that article that I popped up for you, they basically isolated March 2nd. It's a Monday. March 2nd is the date in which this money would likely start flowing in a pretty meaningful way, hitting bank accounts in the form of those refund payments going out to these millions and millions of individuals, which honestly, pretty exciting, right? So these individuals that claimed, again, the EITC, the Earned Income Tax Credit, along with the ATC, or I should say, not along with, but rather and or the ACTC, the Advanced Child Tax Credit payments, that's when that money would likely start hitting. So basically anytime March 2nd or after is when the bulk of these refund payments will likely start to hit bank accounts for, again, millions and millions of people all across the country. Now, they're anticipating, again, based on some remarks out of the Treasury Secretary over the last couple months here, Scott Bessent, he has indicated that we're talking hundreds of billions of dollars worth of refunds to be distributed. And they're talking upwards of $300 billion to be distributed to tens of millions of people, literally, basically, or, literally between, say, early February, when those refunds started hitting accounts, all the way out until basically the end of April for those individuals that filed their returns right at the last minute, which is April 15th. Obviously, it's going to take some time there. Now, how do they come up with this data, and when can you anticipate this? Well, obviously, I don't know your exact situation. It's going to be different for everybody, but remember this much as well. The IRS generally says give them 21 days. From the time that you file your return, give them 21 days to process your return and issue those refunds. They basically say 21 days, we won't have any answers for you within 21 days. If you call us, we won't have an answer, okay? So don't call the IRS. If you have filed your return within the last 21 days, don't call them. They're not going to have any answers for you, okay? That's generally what they say. About 90% of returns are processed and refunds are refunded within that 21 day period of time, which is, a pretty quick turnaround. But at the end of the day, when people are awaiting thousands and thousands of dollars to be returned to them, that 21 days feels like forever, right? We probably all agree with that. It feels like forever. Come on, I just need the money right now today, right? So it's not necessarily a fun time to wait, but you could always check the Where's My Refund tool if you want to. It's on the IRS website. Go to irs.gov. You can check out the Where's My Refund tool. And remember this much as well. That is just federal tax refund payments, okay? Federal tax refund payments. So if you're in a state where you have filed your tax return with your respective state and you're expecting a refund from your state, you're not going to find your tracking of your state refund there. You got to look at your own Department of Revenue website for your respective state, or whatever it happens to be called in your respective state, but you'll need to go to their website and use their Where's My Refund tool, or whatever they call it with your state. But the IRS, you go to the IRS website, irs.gov, and you look at the Where's My Refund tool, and you can track it there. And remember, you only need to look at that once per day. It only updates overnight, one time overnight, so no need to sit there and check it 20 times a day.